She would have come here and given a speech, but she said she'd rather just give time for the other speakers tonight. So we have a couple of presenters tonight. We thank all of you for coming out. I'd like to mention New York Families for Autistic Children, represented by Andrew Bauman. Is he here? There he is. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming out. And also, let's give him a big hand, please. We also have from the Queens County Parents Autism Coalition, Eula, right here. She's a fellow parent of our kids are classmates. And also New York Christian Parents of Children with Autism. Sylvia is over there. Thank you for coming. And then Jackson Development Center is right over there. Thank you for coming tonight. Of course, all of you who come out, I know some of you come from Wisconsin, right? All the way from Wisconsin, and all of you from the different parts of New York. Welcome to Jackson Heights. It's the most beautiful place in New York City, right? So welcome. And so we'll just get going and get started. Just a few announcements I'd like to make. We have the exits right over here. We just push the table if we need to. That's an exit. And where you came in, that's an exit. And we have the restrooms right down the hall. And it's to the right, so you won't miss it. There's nothing in the basement, so we don't need to go there, okay? But we'll go and get started. Well, we have with us tonight Councilman Danny Drum, okay? And so we'll welcome him. Let's give him a big hand, and he's gonna welcome all of you tonight.
Thank you, everybody. It's great to be here. Some of you know that I was a teacher for 25 years before I was elected to the City Council, and I'm very aware that autism in particular is often very misunderstood, misdiagnosed, or not diagnosed, and oftentimes the needs of our parents and the children in the public school system are not met sufficiently to be able to give children who do have autism the help and the education that they need and that they deserve. And in particular, I'm talking about mainstreaming children as well, and how the public school system has not really lived up to that commitment to children. And I had a child in my class one time who was mildly autistic, I guess is how you would describe it, but who was a star in my class, and actually was given the role of the king in The King and I, and did an outstanding job in that play. And because of the play, became very much loved by his peers in the classroom, and did much better, I think, in the mainstream classroom than had he just been put in another environment and setting. But it took his mother a very long time to get him the appropriate setting. Now, for some children, appropriate setting may be a separate environment. For other children, it's not. But I think part of what we have to do in terms of education is to make sure that all children receive the appropriate setting in the public schools. And I think that the public schools need to be told and forced to comply with the law, especially as it relates to special education. There are a lot of issues around whether or not the Department of Education actually complies with the law. In particular, in the amount of time that it takes to get kids the services that they need, and the rights that the parents have in terms of being sure that the services are contracted out or that they're provided in the public school system. So it's very good that we have this session tonight to be able to discuss some of those issues, and I'm very pleased with the turnout today. And in fact, I want to just tell a little bit of a story about my principal, who has an autistic, or had my principal, I always say who has, because I always still think of myself as a teacher, but anyway, I'm not teaching anymore, but the last couple of years when I was teaching, he took his autistic nephew to a health food store on Long Island. And there, the boy began to act out. And he tried to take the boy and bring him out, and he was acting out, and he tried to get him out of the store, but the clerk said to him, "Get that kid out of here. No, no, no. He's making a scene. Can't you see?" This and that. And he said, I'm trying to get my kid out of here. Anyway, one thing led to another, and the boy's father came, and the clerk began to curse out the boy's father. You know, "That kid, no good. They told him to F him, this and that." Well, it led to a fight. But it just reminded me, and by the way, they were arrested, the parents and the principal, in the newspapers, for defending that child. Because it's so misunderstood that the clerk had no idea. He was a young guy, but he still had no idea what was going on. But it just reminds me of how much work we have to do to go beyond the stigma of autism, and how much education we have to do in our communities to let people know that these children are not less than human, let me put it that way, that they are human beings and that they deserve. Yes?
This lady just left with her child.
Yes.
Because of what you said.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry. We have to go to the bathroom. Oh.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset any children that are here. I hope not, but what I'm trying to say is that we have to fight for our children, and we cannot allow that type of prejudice and discrimination.
Sorry, okay?
No, that's okay, don't worry, that's fine. No, that's fine, don't worry, that's okay. I saw her leave too, and I was thinking, I hope it wasn't because of what I was saying that she was leaving.
That's my grandchild, and he's autistic.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
Right, and I think this is something that we can talk about and that we don't have to worry about. And of course, we have to be careful how we talk about it in front of children as well, absolutely. But it is a subject that I think that needs to be aired. And part of it is making sure that we get the educational needs of our children met, and the other part of it is fighting that stigma that exists. And so I'm very interested in both of those topics, and that's why I'm very pleased to be here with you tonight. So thank you very much, and we'll move on with the program now. Thank you.